Welcome back to Loc'd N Love, episode number 4. It's your boy June from Harlem.
And it's your girl, Crystal, right here from North Carolina. And you're now locked in.
Man, first things first, let's talk about the birthday and let's talk about the vacation.
Yes, it's been a great 2 weeks. We were off for 2 weeks. Our producer birthday was the week before ours.
Yeah.
Then our birthday.
Yeah.
So we've been gone for 2 weeks, but we're back. And we had a great time.
Excellent.
Great time.
Yeah.
We went to Detroit. Then we went to Canada. And we had a good time.
Yeah. Finally got the stamp in the passport that they don't do anymore. Everything is
now
digital.
It's a digital stamp.
You gotta ask for a stamp in your passport.
And y'all know he asked for a stamp. So we had to get out the car, go inside the building, and get his passport stamped.
Tell them how they searched the car when we first got into Canada. Well, no, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at Charlotte. Let's start at that story from the airport. The delayed flights and stuff.
So y'all know he loves the wheelchair.
Oh, you got to tell him about the wheelchair too, because you seen it firsthand. Tell him about the wheelchair.
Okay, so we get to Charlotte. He did the wheelchair situation, went and got his wheelchair, and I'm impressed because they pushed him in front of the line was long. And we had
snake, double snake.
And I just got my little carry-on, and I'm walking behind him. We go straight to the front.
Straight to the front.
I said, oh, so this is what it is to be wheelchair.
I tried to tell him.
I'm still not doing that, but it got a VIP service.
With your TSA pre-check, that is the life. That is like getting the ultimate meal. You get a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, some fries from Checkers, and a pepper shake from Cookout. Boy, that's what that TSA pre-check and wheelchair life is like.
But the thing is, because I didn't have my pre-check.
Yeah.
TSA
still ain't
pre-check.
Right now, still ain't got it.
I had to go through the regular one.
Yeah, nah.
While he got,
I don't got to take my shoes off. I don't got to take my jacket off. Hey, sir, what's the hold up at this point? What's taking so long?
But yes, it was. I mean, it is a different feeling.
Man.
But we get through there. He was upset with Charlotte because they didn't give him the royal treatment like everybody else did.
Nobody.
But it was still pretty decent.
Our flight got delayed, so they ended up giving us the hotel. She didn't know nothing about that life because she's not a frequent traveler like myself.
Wow. So here we go.
You can. They give you a room for the night.
So our flight was supposed to be at 8.
Yeah, we got to the airport, and this is the day of my birthday. Spent pretty much the whole day.
Whole birthday in the airport. We got there at 8 p.m. Kept getting delayed. It was probably midnight. They were still delaying it, but at this point, he's like, let's go up to the counter, and they gave us a hotel voucher to stay at the wackest Hyatt hotel I've ever seen. We stayed there.
Where did we go eat? Yeah, we ate at the spot and had the $4 lamb chops. Zodiac in Charlotte. $4 lamb chop.
Listen,
I know you think $4 for a lamb chop, but
I don't even eat lamb
$4,
and that's for real. They were $4. It tastes like they were jerk lamb chops.
Yeah, delicious.
But they were so good.
So delicious
at Zodiac in Charlotte.
So delicious.
But yeah, we finally next morning got up, caught our flight.
Yeah.
We finally got out. We went to Detroit. Originally, the plan was to.
This was my idea. I'm a public transportation guy. I like to live like I'm in the city. Yeah. I don't want to act like a tourist.
Right. But when you get to places, you act like a tourist. Like, make it make sense. We get there, and he was like, "Well, we done wasted some time. Let's rent a car." Listen. The joy I felt because I did not want to take these people public transportation. So we rented a car and we drove straight to Canada, which is probably like, a 20, 30 minute
if that
drive from the airport in Detroit.
If that.
We get to the gate. First, I'm recording him. You can tell he's nervous at this point. He's nervous. So they're having casual conversation, pretty much trying to find out why you coming into Canada.
Yeah. And when she shut that window and took that paper, it was like...
She took our ID, our cards, our Canadian cards.
The passport
and
card.
Closed the window and was like, pull over there. I was like, oh, Lord, what is happening now? So we pulled over. They was like, leave everything in your car, including your phone. Yeah. Y'all get out and stand in front of the vehicle. Yeah. So we did that. They searched everything, opened up luggage, looked under seats, looked in the back. I mean, some of everything. Still, you had an officer having a conversation with us, and then there's 2 other officers searching the car.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he's asking about the passport situation, and they tell us they don't do that no more. You got to go inside and get your passport stamped. Yeah. So we go in there. He's cheesing. We finally got our passport stamped, and we headed to Windsor. We went to our first hotel. We made a couple stops between.
Yeah.
And then I think, what did we do that night?
First of all,
oh Lord,
I asked her, what you want to eat. She like, it don't matter, classic woman, it don't matter. And then she like, let's go to McDonald's. I'm like, McDonald's?
Because I have been looking on TikTok.
I'm way out of time that you're talking about McDonald's.
And you go places.
But boy, when I tell you McDonald's in Canada is different. First of all, they got breakfast all day. And they have this maple bacon egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think my highlight of the McDonald's situation was the apple milkshake.
They got an apple milkshake.
Milkshake was the best I've ever
telling you,
had.
man.
It was so
and
good.
The apple pie is McDonald's feeling, but it's homemade.
Like it tastes like a homemade apple pie. Of course, we ordered a little bit of some of everything. He got some kind of jalapeno bacon.
Oh, you gonna say I got it?
He did. Jalapeno bacon quarter pounder.
Yeah, I don't eat quarter pounder. We don't do McDonald's like that in America. I'm sorry.
I had been looking on TikTok and they was showing me different stuff that they had at McDonald's.
They had a Cadbury, the Cadbury cream egg. And they do that McFlurries in like a paper cup.
A lot of this stuff is paper. They have paper. Everything's paper straws and everything. I hate that. I wish I was known I would have took my own straw.
The barbecue sauce tastes different in Canada.
The barbecue sauce does taste different.
And I'm telling you this, spending money in Canada is like getting a military discount without asking for it. I'm telling you.
It really is because like stuff could be like, I think the last thing I remember something was $77, but when I looked on my bank statement, it was on like $50 or $40. It's like, I like it.
When you go places that offer a military discount, you double win it. So like the Polo store, I had to go.
Of course, I had to go to Polo store.
Because when we went to Niagara Falls, the outlets was like literally you could see them from the room.
Like I didn't intentionally book a room.
She did.
No, I did not. Because I would not have went to no outlet. But everywhere we go, we got to go to the outlet. So he found the Polo store at the outlet.
Yeah.
And
had a coupon and everything.
Listen.
30%.
30%, plus it's Canadian dollar, plus
the 10% military. Yeah.
Like he right up in Polo store.
Yeah.
We went to the UGG store.
Yeah. Found some nice blankets.
UGG blankets.
Nice blankets.
And I'm sitting here wondering, like, how, first of all, our luggage was already almost.
Her luggage was 49 pounds. Mine was 52. The limit is 50. So I'm in here. Luckily, we had got there early enough to where I could take the stuff back to the car.
Back to the car.
Like my load. So but coming back,
thinking
we had to get another bag.
Had to get a whole nother bag to bring stuff back.
The bag you see me carrying in the wheelchair video, that's on Facebook. Check that out. Because that's, the wheelchair video.
Yes, he had to go get another bag to
carry all that stuff.
To carry all of our stuff back. But I would definitely go back to Canada for shopping for school. So the kids probably going to go school shopping in Canada next year.
I wonder if they got a tax-free day. I wonder if they got that.
I doubt it.
I would set it up.
I doubt it. But listen, it's definitely like having a military discount without asking. Like it was.
And something else about Canada I did not know. the Indian population up there is, they are definitely up. Good people, man.
Very good people. Everywhere we went, it was Indian. Like, honestly, I felt like we were out of 5 African Americans that I've seen.
That's the line.
No, I'm not. It was mainly Indians there. Everywhere we went.
I saw like 10.
I'd give you 7 at the most. Wow. It was a lot of
something else, man. Canadians, man. Beautiful people. But man, it's a couple that's teeth is just.
I know their teeth is rotten. But
she was talking, and then I got. What you got going on?
Yeah,
they got free healthcare over there.
It must not be for dental.
Wow.
Nonetheless, it was a very good trip. He enjoyed it thoroughly.
Places to eat at. There's a chain over there called Tim Hortons. Terrible. Do not waste your time. A&W. Terrible. Do not waste your time.
A&W was a Canadian owned what is it? Chain restaurant. Mm-hmm. So we went to A&W and they got me a little frosted mug. And I thought that was a United States thing, but it's originated in Canada.
Yeah, they got Church's Chicken out there too. Church's Chicken. Oh, we got to talk about the Korean fried chicken place too.
Yeah, that was good.
Now people talk about Korean barbecue, but they never talk about the fried chicken.
Listen, that Korean fried chicken, it's different. It is so good.
Very crispy.
It is very crispy. It's
very
good.
Crispy.
We went to like 2 different Dubai chocolate places.
Yeah. The prices over there in Canada are not the same prices as America.
I went to like 10 Starbucks.
Literally. That's why we had to buy another bag. I had a couple of shirts and some pants. She got like 10 mugs.
I had to go and I found a Toronto Starbucks cup. I found a Canada Starbucks cup. I found a Niagara Falls Starbucks cup. And the matching mugs. And then I had to bring stuff back for people.
Crazy.
And those are good gifts, I feel like.
Crazy.
So, but real quick, we're going to talk. That was about our vacation. We have to do our local shout out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this week right here, we are going to shout out Eggs Up Grill.
Yes, Eggs Up Grill. It's
Black owned and operated here. Yeah, 5 of our friends. We got.
Listen, so good. So good. And I only, as many times I've been, I only tried 2 different things.
That's crazy.
That Baja chicken omelet. Listen.
That caramel smile. It's on you got to get it hot. Don't get it iced.
I never had it.
You got to get the hot one.
And then I had you had the Philly cheesesteak omelet.
I did. It's always good. Always good.
What else did we went yesterday and I had the Philly cheesesteak sandwich with some loaded fries.
Yeah.
Man, you talking about good?
That was our first meal back in the States. So we had high expectations.
But it was good. We sat at the bar. We never sat at the bar before.
I keep trying to tell you that's they literally you can see it when it's done. Like, hey, why I ain't got my food yet?
We sat at the bar yesterday and it was very good. Fresh and hot. So definitely check out Eggs Up Grill in Jacksonville.
You want to tell them who the owners is?
You tell them.
Oh, okay. So you have Star Rogers, Sammy Rogers, Joseph and Tamika Benton, and our special guest today, Shante Cooks.
Miss Cooks. Yes. Like he said, Miss Cook is our special guest. We're going to bring her on in just a minute, but I need y'all to check out Eggs Up Grill. It's located off of Gumbridge. I'll have her give y'all the exact date. I meant the exact address.
Look at you. Like we not live. Look at you. And when you see this episode, keep in mind, it might have been hot the day that we recorded. Just understand that. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Whatever. Let's now bring in our special guest, which is, again, Miss Shante Cooks.
The first guest.
Our first guest, Miss Shante Cooks. Welcome.
How's it going?
It's all good. Glad to have you.
I'm so far away.
Maybe a little higher.
Okay. Is this on?
Welcome to Loc'd N Love.
Thank you guys for having me.
We're talking about Eggs Up Grill. Tell us about it.
So it is a chain restaurant. And it is a breakfast, lunch, brunch type spot.
Yes.
Located at 2457 Gumbridge Road.
2457 Gumbridge Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I love it.
We love it too.
And it's coming up on 1 year, ain't it?
Yeah, September 3rd, we opened. Yeah. So it was definitely a process with the 5 of us. And we just felt like, Jacksonville needed a breakfast, lunch spot. And it's reasonably priced, too.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
All right.
So you want to introduce yourself to the people that might not?
Yes. My name is Shante Cooks. I am born and raised in Jacksonville. My dad was military, so we kind of traveled for a little bit. And then when he retired, we moved back here. I am a principal. I've been in education since 2004.
Ooh.
Started out as a 4th grade teacher, 5th grade teacher, assistant principal, and now the principal at Northwest Park Middle School.
You tell it too much. Like,
Okay.
that's
You told me that. Yeah, that's your best.
But that
My bad.
Okay. We will start here. Why did you come back to Jacksonville, after graduating college?
Oh, Lord.
Why?
So, I did not want to come back to Jacksonville.
Really?
I did not. I went, no. My dream was to move to Atlanta, and that's where I wanted to live. So I had no desire to move back home. My mom and dad knew that. But then I taught actually 3 years in Edgecombe County. I stayed in Greenville for 3 years and commuted to Edgecombe. And so then decided I needed to pay some bills off. I was going to move home for a year or two, save up some money, and then I was going to head out.
Okay.
That was the goal. Yeah.
Can you see yourself today? Could you see yourself in Atlanta?
No. No, ma'am.
It's too fast. It's too
fast.
Okay.
I've learned over the years, going up to Maryland and New York and stuff. That city life is not for me. It's all that traffic.
Yes.
I just want to be able to go to Walmart, go to Target in 10 minutes and get back home. I don't need to be I don't need to be in traffic for 45 minutes. So no.
Is that the biggest turnoff, or could you see yourself doing inner city, or was you doing the suburb? Thinking the suburbs?
I was thinking the suburbs, and then just kind of commuting in.
Okay.
Yeah. And part of it was I knew educators down there made more money.
Yeah.
And so that was a drive. And then being around just successful Black people, that was a driving force for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of success.
And Atlanta in 2004 was different than Atlanta now.
Right.
So, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what grade levels do you prefer?
I prefer middle school.
Really?
Yes.
Everybody's scared of middle school. Listen, when I drove buses and I had the middle school kids.
That's tough because that's when you really coming into yourself first.
Right.
Middle school is different.
So I wish that I would have gone to school to teach middle school. That's how much I love it.
Really?
Yeah. They're crazy. And you got to go in knowing that middle schoolers are crazy. That's half the battle.
So
knowing that.
You've been at a middle school principal. Did you ever teach middle school?
Mm-mm. So the highest grade I went to was 5th grade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had never taught middle schoolers. When I went in 2016 is when I became the assistant principal at Northwoods. I had no middle school experience. And so that was my first rodeo with middle schoolers.
Yeesh. Yeah, you got to be built for middle school.
You do. Absolutely.
Do you feel like middle school makes the biggest impact in molding a person's life?
I do. Truly. Part of that is because, when elementary K-5. You know, they're still young, they're babies. By the time they get to high school, they think they know everything. They already got it all figured out. So middle school is, I feel like, when you're planting those seeds. I'll never forget the first year I was an assistant principal, and I don't know if you guys know Rodney Johnson. So he was, he had just started GQ, and he came in frustrated one afternoon. It was probably in the spring, and he was like, you know, I'm teaching the boys all these things, and none of them are getting it. And I'm like, Rodney, I said, let me tell you this. We are planting seeds. We're planting the seeds. We're going to water them throughout the duration of middle school. And then when they get to high school, they're going to start to bloom and blossom. And that's when you're going to start seeing the fruits of all the things that you have been pouring in and planting in them. I said, they'll be back. I said, when they get juniors and seniors and go off to college or start working, they're going to come back and tell you how you've impacted them. So don't get discouraged, you know, because they're not following what you're saying now. We're planting the seeds. And that's why I feel like it's more impactful, is because we're planting those seeds. And they're being watered by all the people in the community. And then they'll finally start to grow.
It's the truth. And that you speak of Rodney and that GQ program. Both of our boys went through it.
And we seen it when they was building it up.
Right.
And like, have you visited that conversation again with him? Like,
yes, he actually came back. He was like, you were right, Cooks. Like, boys are coming back and they're telling me, like, we talked about this in GQ, Mr. Johnson. This is what I'm going through in life. And I said, I told you.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
And I mean, honestly, as a dad, we can teach our boys, but we're not going to get everything.
Right.
And he's the one that's there filling in that gap.
Yep. Yep.
It's a great program.
Yeah. And it definitely takes a village. I know, you know, when he first started, he was like, should I like invite boys that have dads? Like, cause I don't want to overstep on the dad. And I'm like, no, we're part of their community. Like, we're part of the village. And so just because a boy has a dad doesn't mean that you can't impart something and pour into something, or like you're emphasizing what the dad is already saying. And so they're hearing it from more than one man, you know.
Great.
So
that he was able to have a principal like you that allow that to happen in your school. Because everybody don't have that in their school.
Right. So
for him to be able to bring that idea to his principal and you roll with it, that was good. Yeah. And it's a great program. If a student told you, I don't want to go to school anymore, what's the purpose? How would you respond?
So my first question would be, what is your plan? Like, what do you plan to do in the future? And then I would ask them, what do you think success means? And so oftentimes our kids don't know what they want to do. And so giving them that foundation of, okay, what is it that I want to do? Do I want to go, you know, do I want to be a doctor? You know, do I want to be a beautician? Do I want to do this? Like, understanding that first and then tying that back to, well, you got to finish school. Like, if you want to do hair, you've got to have school for that. Do you want to, there's lessons in school tied to everything that we do, and the kids just don't see it. So I think first, like, getting them to understand or recognize what their purpose in life is or what they want to do when they get older. And then I think redefining success. I think as a society, we've got it wrong. You know, we think success is lots of money, going on vacations. That's, to me, I don't feel like that's what a successful person is. I think doing something that you love doing, that you're passionate about, when you're able to impact your community and others around you, that's success. Money in the bank, money is good, right? But you can have lots of money and still, in my eyes, not be successful.
That is true. Have any of your middle schoolers ever said they didn't want to finish school? Have you ever had any?
I have had some, and we have those conversations about what it is they want to do. You know, I think that that's important. You know, you don't have to go to college. Right. But nowadays you do have to finish high school. I mean, and there's some skills that you need, like even if you choose to work at McDonald's, like you need to know how to count money. You need to be giving out, you know, the correct change. You need to know schools, so you're not robbing McDonald's, out of there, because you'll be fired. If you're giving out money and you don't know how to give that change, you're going to be fired. So there's some basic skills that you need to know. At least finish high school.
Right.
Get through high school.
That is true. That is true.
Okay. So what advice do you have for a rising middle schooler versus a rising high school?
Mm-hmm. So rising middle schoolers, that organization piece, I think the biggest lesson for sixth graders is recognize you're not babies anymore. And so the teachers try to tread lightly and make them responsible, but being organized, getting your work turned in on time, like that's a big thing for middle schoolers. You don't have, the whole time to get work turned in, and just stay out of the drama. As sixth graders, they typically don't get into that initially. Right now is when we're starting to see it with sixth graders. Everybody's in love. The boyfriend and the girlfriend start coming out in the spring.
Lord, I got a sixth grader coming.
Yeah. Stay out of the drama. It's lots and lots of drama in middle school. Gossiping and just
girl drama,
boy drama. Yeah. It's just drama.
This would be our first
girl. Yeah.
To middle school. I had to figure out with Damari, because we had Juju to go through it, and then Damari, but this girl situation,
it's a little different with the girls.
Right? What you got for the high schoolers?
The high schoolers, I say, I had a conversation just this morning with an eighth grader and her mom. And I told her, you got to figure out what path you want to go on. Are you going right? Or are you going left? That's important, because everything you do should be driven by the path that you want to go on. And so if you want to go down the straight and narrow, go to college, go in the military, whatever you decide, everything you do, everything you say should be getting you there. You can't be, trying to go to college and you're busting people in the face. Somebody piss you off and your first reaction is to fight.
Right.
Like that's going to get you some assault charges. And if you're trying to be a professional or going to the military, whatever, that's not going to get you there. You're going to find yourself in jail. And so knowing the path is going to impact the people that you hang around, the things that you do, the things that you say, your everyday, your walk in life is driven by the path, your path.
That's some good advice. Mm-hmm. So how does being a principal affect you as being a parent? With that, I'm asking, do you feel like it's enough time to to balance both?
No. When growing up, my dad, drilled in me, Shante, whatever you do, you be the best. You be the best. You do it to the best of your ability. You shine. We have to work 10 times harder than our, white counterparts, you know what I mean, to shine. And so I'm driven by that. Everything I do, I'm driven by that. I give 150,000%. Mm-hmm. And so oftentimes it was late nights, as an AP, a first, second year principal, lots of late nights. I didn't leave the school to 7:30 in the evening. And I just recently adopted a 2-year-old. He's 4 now, but so 2 years ago. And
that's my dog, man.
That is my dog. And I had to cut back. I couldn't have a 3-year-old and be leaving work at 7:30 every night. And so I had to, figure out how to balance it all. I'm still not there yet 100%, but balancing it, making sure that I'm making time for him, getting him all the things that he needs, and being there for him like I'm being there for my kids at school. And so I'm learning. It's not enough time in the day.
It's not.
But I'm learning how to do all the things. Okay. And be a business owner and have a mentor.
You got a lot of hats.
Yeah. It's a lot. People think I'm crazy.
A lot of hats. But when they call you right there.
Right. Yeah. And I have people like y'all. So, I have a community of people that I know that I can call and depend on.
True story.
And so I can't do it alone. Definitely not. I could not do it alone.
The meaning of it takes a village. Mm-hmm. Listen.
Got it.
I lean heavy on mine.
Yeah. We have to. If not, something is going to fall by the wayside. And it can't be our kids that fall.
Whew, yeah. It's tough.
Was being a principal your goal?
I always knew that I want to be in charge of something. Like, I'm bossy. Like, I like.
Really?
I know you too.
I can see sometimes when you and Star be talking, I just be sitting back laughing.
There you go. Tell me stuff that you ain't.
No, but I be laughing. I be like, look at him. I'm not. Because we know everybody knows Star.
Everybody, yeah.
And
everybody knows Star.
But you know how to put Star in place sometimes. And I'm laughing. I be sitting there laughing like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I've always known that I want to be in charge of something. So being a principal, I think, was the ultimate goal.
So when you went to school, that was the route you were looking to go, was be a principal?
Yeah, eventually. I originally thought that I wanted to work at the county office. So I wanted to be like up at that level. But the more like I learned about it and saw what was happening at the county office level, like I just like being with kids. And so, not being in the education realm and not working with kids every day was not something that I found interesting. So I stepped back, and the next thing was to be a principal. Kind of the best of both worlds, being in charge, but still being able to be with kids every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was your middle school principal, and how were they like?
I have no idea. They were unmemorable.
Wow.
So did you go to Northwood?
I did go to Northwood. Who was the principal? Did you put this a few years? Maybe like 4 years behind me?
I think when
they weren't memorable, whoever it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I didn't have any interaction with them.
Who was our middle school principal? I can see her face, but I can't remember her name.
Mm.
And the name that we used to call her was not was not right.
Now I know high school. I was Bill Kelly. He was the principal.
Mr. Kelly.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes, I remember Mr. Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was the principal in high school.
Why you up here lying, acting like you was a student at Jackson?
I was a student at Jackson.
Where did you go? You was
I did go to Jackson.
She was an Eagle. She was an Eagle at that school on 172.
I did. You were at OCLC? Wow. That's how we do it?
Yeah. I gotta get my face back to the last episode. Yeah, this is an Eagle. A known Eagle. OCLC. Onslow County.
I did go to the alternative school. However, I did go to Jacksonville too. I wasn't always at the alternative school.
So
I did.
What did you do?
Just a little bit.
Oh,
and then I was missing a lot of days in school.
Okay.
And so I had to go over there because you can make up.
Make up your time.
Yes. So I went over there for that too. So.
Oh, were you there?
And I was.
Now I'm asking the question.
Oh my God.
So you ended your time at OCLC?
Huh?
You ended your high school at OCLC? Okay.
Yes,
but that's just an example. Regardless of what, you can still be successful.
I'm trying to clean that.
Thank you, Thank you so much.
Don't try to clean that up.
You can turn it around. You can turn it around,
and I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was rough in the beginning, but we made it work.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Miss Cooks, we have a little thing on.
Shante.
I'm not gonna call you.
She has always told us that. Call her.
No,
it took
I'm
me
not.
forever to say Shante.
I'm not. I ain't never had a black principal when I was in school. So I gotta give you that respect. I got to give you that respect.
Okay.
Just,
It's really not that big.
it is though.
Really not.
You're a principal. Like when you go online and look up Northwoods Park Middle School, your picture is gonna pop up as the principal.
It does.
Yeah, and I know you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're gonna.
Yeah. So we just came back off of vacation, and we know you're a traveler like us. Can you give us your top 5 vacation spots?
Okay, I really love Jamaica. I love Jamaica.
When did you go to Jamaica?
I've been to Jamaica twice. Years ago. So for Stars, I think it was her 10th anniversary. We went there then, and then I had gone a few years before then.
So
Jamaica to me is top tier. Like
I've tried to get there so bad.
I think any part is good.
Do you remember what part y'all went to?
We were in is it Running Bay? I don't remember. It was just beautiful. It's beautiful. The water is beautiful. Like everything about Jamaica is just the culture. Yeah. It's beautiful. And the second time, was it the second time? Yeah, the second time we went, actually Star Time was the first. The second time we rented out this beautiful, it was like a mansion where we had a butler and a maid and a chef. That was during COVID.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And so that was a really good, we were living high on the hog. We thought we were something. And we've tried to like look at how much it cost. We couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it now. We just were able to afford it during COVID.
Yes.
I liked Aruba. We went to Aruba last year. That's beautiful too. You could see the whole island in one day. We went to Toronto, Canada. I liked Canada too.
You like Canada?
I like Canada. Yeah.
We didn't get to Toronto.
We were on our way to Toronto. That was the goal. But then them tractor trailers out there will run you off the road.
And it had been snowing. Looked like all week.
Snowing.
So y'all y'all did driving when you, okay, so yeah, we didn't drive.
So we drove from Windsor to Canada, which is like a 4-hour?
Yeah.
4-hour drive. And the trucks over there, truck drivers, you better be ready to drive. And it was raining and it had been snowing. So he was like, Niagara Falls is like right there. You want to just go to Niagara Falls? He was like, yeah, we just do that. So we didn't make it to Toronto.
Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
You been?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you go on the Canadian side or you went on the
Canadian side? Yeah. That's beautiful.
You went down
the
tunnel?
Yeah. It was beautiful. We also, when we went to Canada, we ate at a place. And I don't remember the name of it, but it's like you're blind. All the lights are out. When you go in. Yeah.
They have one in
Raleigh.
Not Raleigh, Charlotte.
Yeah.
That I want to go to.
That's a good experience. You don't realize like how blessed you are to be able to see what you're eating and know what you're eating without having to taste it.
I'm going to plan that soon. I want to do that.
Yeah, I recommend that.
There's 3.
Belize. I went to Belize and
swam. Your passport is tatted. Oh,
something like that.
So do you have physical stamps or is all yours digital?
No, I have physical.
Okay.
And then like you do have to ask if you want. Sometimes I forget to ask, but yeah.
How long you had your passport?
This is my 3rd passport. Because my dad was in the military, so I had one when I was a baby, and then I got it renewed since I've been an adult. Yeah. So
okay. Belize, and then your last one?
I would say, and I don't know where in Mexico, but Mexico. I've been to Mexico.
Okay.
Actually, it was Cancun. I went there. That was my very first trip. Star and I went. We graduated from high school. That was our senior trip.
Yeah, I went. Did y'all fly there?
Yeah, we did with our high school graduating class.
So what was the cruise y'all went on?
We flew to Puerto Rico and docked out of Puerto Rico and then went to like St. Thomas and all the little islands. That was memorable too. But a 7-day cruise is just a little too much for me. It's too much.
7 is too much?
7 is too much for me.
What's the max?
Maybe 5.
5.
I agree. Because we went on the 5 and day 4 I was like, God, I got another day. But then we just booked a 6-day cruise.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with y'all though. Y'all stay on the go.
That means you went some memorable places.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this yesterday. Like we're trying to be like,
we're trying to book something, a girls trip.
No, he ain't gonna like that.
Girl,
why you bring that up there?
We talking about trips. See? Just trying to make sure I'm trying to drop those hits every moment we can get girls trip.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I've already started. I started looking already.
Yes.
Looking for Airbnbs.
This has been a great and
I agree.
First guest.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all asking me. I feel honored.
No problem.
Are you doing your top 5 or we're going to end it with her top 5?
Nah, we can end it right there with the guest. I got some other stuff I want to talk about.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for having me. Am I getting up?
Nah, you can.
Oh, okay.
What else you trying to talk about?
Man, that's my birthday gift right here.
Oh.
My proudly serving those who serve Stanley Cup. Wife got me this for my birthday. I appreciate you.
Yes, I'm surprised he kept it this long because y'all know we already had a conversation about him losing the Starbucks cups. I told him he better not. He better not lose that one.
Oh,
he better not lose it.
hey, for real though, turning 42, man, there's some stuff you old guys you need to accept this. Stop dyeing your beards after 35. Once they turn gray, just accept it.
Why
just
you think
accept
people
it.
dyeing their beards though?
What? Because they want to stay young.
But how do you know they're dyeing their beards?
You know when somebody's dyeing their beard. You know when somebody's dyeing their beard. Stay away from that Beijing and just for men. It's not good for you. Go get you some purple shampoo. Make it white, you know. Yeah, that's the look right now. The white beards is in.
The white beard, it is.
The white beards is in. We winning
trying to
right
be
now.
a silver fox.
Hey.
Is that what? That's the goal you going for?
What about the hair?
What you mean?
You gonna let the hair should be gray too? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But you're coloring yours though.
No, whoa. This, when it turn gray, it can turn gray though. But I'm not knocking that. Yeah, you man. Yeah, I'll accept that. Go to the doctor. That's something else. Go to the doctor. Get your checkups. Get your regular checkups. Go to the dentist, please. Get you 2 cleanings a year. Go. Make sure you take care of yourself, man. Because, you're trying to live be at least 80, man,
At least.
At least.
We seen an older lady in the airport. That lady had to be, about 60, 70? No?
You talking about the bridge lady that was going to the bridge?
She was by herself on her way. We were in Detroit. She was in her wheelchair heading to Baltimore for a bridge tournament.
Crystal just act like old people can't do nothing for themselves. Like she was supposed to have an escort the whole way.
Like you just let your grandma to go.
Why? It was a Saturday. People got stuff to do on Saturday. She wanted to go. Would you let your mom fly by herself?
Yeah, if she wanted to go.
All the way to Baltimore to a bridge tournament?
From Detroit. She from Detroit now. What's going to happen to her in Baltimore? She from Detroit.
Yeah. I would. I mean, my mom flew from here to Kansas by herself. She had that wheelchair thing.
Want to go to I reckon that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
But yeah.
Take care of your health, man. Please. Health is wealth, man. Mm-hmm. Health is wealth. And also, man, something else, you got to be mindful of what you're pouring into your kids. Because this right here is a prime example of the people that's helping, I guess, shape-shifting your kids, molding them into who they are.
Their principle.
Yeah. So
they play a big, like she said, they play a big impact on their lives,
And these cell phones, y'all, with the kids. Monitor your kids if they've got to have them. If they've got to have a smartphone, monitor.
Man, your hand is all in the video. Your hand in the video.
Yeah, just monitor what what they've got going on their cell phone. True. Monitor their social medias. Again, that pouring into. You don't want an outsider pouring into your kids and not know about it. Sorry, I had to put that.
That is the truth.
No worries.
It's the truth.
Lamar, man, get my shoes, bro. Get my shoes. Get my shoes. These my Jordan 6s Olympics right here. Yeah, I had to get that. Yeah.
Thank y'all for the views. Until next time, Loc'd N Love.
Yeah. Episode 4. Oh, we hit the rain. I ain't nothing hit the rain. Don't edit this out neither before.
I appreciate it.